Could this be the quintessential desert island?
We walk around the village, poke our nose in people's houses.
Quite a reasonable amount of life actually, and some very pretty colours down there.
We thought, well, we may as well turn the engine off.
Ow! Ow!
Well, as you may be able to hear, it's a Friday, and of course all the men and many of the boys are down the mosque. You can see behind me the younger boys here, clearly not very interested in the sermon, more occupied by the fact there's a camera pointing at them, but of course all very friendly and looking very smart in their Friday lunchtime attire. This is our second day in the village of Palmanat.
I think it's Palmanat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing that occurred to me whilst we've been at anchor for the last few days, one of the things we've had to put up with is every single boat that comes into the bay has to come via our boat. Last night we had, I think they were probably the fishermen that have moored up outside the end of the bay, and they came past when it was after dark and just screamed at us, didn't they?
Yeah, they were shouting and shouting and shouting. They came really close, and I think the last one I remember was 20 to 1 in the morning.
Yes, but then, to be honest, it's a fair trade, you know. We're a bit of a spectacle being anchored out in the bay. As we come around the corner we can see her now sitting there, and it's a source of amusement for all the locals. But of course you can turn that on the head because we come ashore and now it's our turn. So we walk around the village, poke our nose in people's houses and stick cameras at people. So in that respect it's I think it's, you know, we can't complain, can we?
We can't really, no. It got a little bit annoying because we don't make quite as much noise as their engines do.
It's a little bit windy out here, but I've just walked down a little passageway to, I suppose it's the front of someone's house. It's a rather splendid house actually, 2-storey and solid looking, and out the back he has his own little jetty which is just here, and what looks like, and I'm sure it isn't, but it looks like a volleyball court out the back. But we should mention that it seems that volleyball is a very popular sport here in Indonesia, and we've seen quite a few people playing it on the beaches. And what else do we have here? On the floor here it's covered in, rather than shingle and stones, it's all broken coral. So they've lined their pathway with coral, and they have coconut husks drying out in the sun here, which of course among many things can be used to get rid of mosquitoes at night. It's a very slow burning thing, and it's a very good way of getting rid of pesky pests like that. And this is the house itself.
Okay, we're at the coffee shop and I've just been volunteered to try some therapy. It's supposed to be good for the circulation, so we're just going to have a go now.
It's hot.
Hot?
Hot, yes.
So I put this on my skin?
Yeah, it's cool. Water. It's hot.
So rub this on my skin?
Yes.
Like this?
No. Wait.
You do it for me. Oh, this is cold.
Pedasnya bisa sampai 100 derajat. Tapi nindok.
Oh, it's heating up. I think it's caustic. Well, it is adding water to it and it's heating up. I can feel the heat on my hands, yeah. I think it might be caustic soda. It's hot.
You've got...
It's a trick. Oh, it's a trick.
Yeah.
Ow. Ow. Very good. I feel very healthy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is now time to leave the island of Merbur and the little village of Palamak, where we say goodbye to our friends. We have 80 meters of chain down. We're currently at 26 meters of water, so I think this is going to take a little bit of time to get the chain up, so nice and slowly does it. We've got a nice fresh breeze coming in from the south-southwest, but where we're going is literally just in between these two islands, and we have a local recommendation. So one of the guys we were chatting to yesterday from the village recommended a little anchorage. We're not sure why, but we thought we'd just go and have a quick look. It's not too far away. Might be able to get the head sail out just to sail up the channel, but first things first, let's see if we can get this anchor up.
I'm just stopping counting 10 for every 10.
Are there any chain markers at 70?
Yeah, we've got the 70 and we've got the 60 in.
We've motored out of the fjord and around the corner. I had a little bit of current against us. We're now running parallel to the fjord on the east side, and this is a channel that takes us between two islands. And we thought, well, we may as well turn the engine off.
So this is the Selat Matak Strait, and we're actually quite lucky because we've got current pushing us through, because there's no wind. Last time I checked it was 1.2 knots of wind. We've got the foresail out, the mizzen out, and we're making 3 knots. It's okay. It's very beautiful here, absolutely beautiful, quite narrow, and we've got villages on either side, a little bit of activity in the water. Just enjoying the silence, actually, apart from that boat. Oceans, one bit of plastic at a time. Caught one before and she wouldn't eat it.
Liz has literally just put the rod in the water, and immediately look at how that rod's bending. But she's. I think
it's a. I can't remember what they're called. Remore. You know, they live under boats.
That's remore. Someone's excited.
But I don't want to bring it on board. We don't need it. They're not very nice to eat. She wouldn't even eat the last one I caught. Could this be the quintessential desert island? This is Tingally Island, and if this doesn't float your boat, the next place is going to be this one over here. I've just been snorkeling on the reef here. Shallows, it's quite dead, most of it's dead. There's a bit of life in there, not too much, but then as you go out and you hit the reef proper, then it all comes to life. There's brain coral, staghorn coral, there's urchins, a lot of fish, and then a big drop off with a load more coral. I saw some fan coral, quite a reasonable amount of life actually, and some very pretty colours down there.
Well, this stop's been a bit of a nature stop. Our last anchorage was more about the people on the land, or the stilted houses rather, whereas this one around the corner has just been about nature. Just this morning, you know, waking up to the dawn chorus of these tropical birds, and you've got the terns flying around, diving into the water, trying to find fish. Just so peaceful and relaxing. We are probably going to move on now, I think, just because we don't have great weather, and the coral around here isn't brilliant. Don't get me wrong, I mean, in perspective it's still pretty impressive, but there's quite a bit of dead coral. Just here is a reef. We've anchored quite close to it, but we've been okay, and we have to send off an important email. And that's one of the problems here, is that the internet connection is non-existent, and we have to get this email sent. So we're just going to go for a little motor back round the bay that we came into a couple of days ago, and Liz is going to send that email. We've got the water maker running, make a bit more water, and then we're just going to probably sail, hopefully, just a few miles just around the north part of the islands here, and there's a little anchorage just around the other side. So unfortunately the weather today a little bit overcast, but of course, as always, it keeps the temperature down, which is quite nice. Technology, eh? This is us trying to send an important email, and it is an important email, and it has to be done now. So we've left the anchorage and we've motored back down towards the little airport here, where we remembered the other day we got a connection. So I'm now running a hotspot so that Liz can do something on her laptop, which is playing up because, I don't know, there's a bit of dirt in it or something. Anyway, we've sent the important email, but she's now got to tend to some banking business, because we know that the next anchorage is going to have absolutely no connection at all, so need to get this done now. But here we are, just bobbing around in the middle of the bay, clinging on to this connection.